Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都还难
It's just complicated. So much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu with Tony in the studio. Hi, Tony.
Honglin, it's lovely to be here as usual.
Great to have you here.
Hopefully I can pick up some new words today.
Oh, you're going to. We are moving forward every day in the street of Chinese learning. I think I lost it somewhere. The metaphor doesn't work.
That's the spirit. We're moving forward every day.
We're
I like
moving
that.
forward every day. Yes, I like it too. I think with the right company, sometimes you would perform better. For example, if I'm hitting the gym and I have a gym buddy to go with me, I think I can stick to the plan a little bit longer. I would quit thinking that I'm too tired today, I would not go. I think my body's waiting for me there. I want to go and just we can, work together and we can work out together.
Well, yeah, you get that little extra motivation. But I think also sometimes when I go to the gym and I get there a little bit after someone goes and works out, and I finish my training before they leave.
Oh, yeah, that's good too.
It almost feels like, well, I don't know. I mean, for me, I feel good about it, but I think most people, they may feel like they need to work out a little bit longer because they feel like they want to outdo that person that they're training next to.
But if you're doing the same sets, same numbers of sets, and you're finishing faster, it feels good. Yeah, I think it's a competitive thing.
Yeah, maybe. Because you always want to feel like you're not a slacker, right? You come in there and you arrive at the same time and you do less and then you leave. It feels like, oh, that guy's not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I think we all have that kind of moments. And for some people, pressure even works better than encouragements.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you can use that to channel you forward.
Yes. So for our very competitive audience out there, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you really want to get a grip on the Chinese language,
better than someone else, apparently,
this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, CRI Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway. 你认为自己是一个胜负欲很强的人吗？我觉得自己是一个与世无争的人，但是我的一些朋友有很强的好胜心，我身边都是一些佛系的朋友，我有点好奇，胜负欲的表现通常是什么？胜负心强的人经常输不起，所有事情都要争个高低。
Yeah, this sounds like it's an interesting conversation about being competitive and whatnot. I mean, I think I may fall into this 佛系的人。
你是个佛系的人啊？
Possibly, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not. I am the little bit competitive kind. I'll hide it. so that when I win, I will appear like I didn't really put in so much effort. But yeah, I kind of like the feeling. I'm not that 佛系.
Oh boy. I guess it's safer that way.
Yes.
Because there's you're just competing with you're competing with others, but it's secretly. Other people don't even know they're competing with you.
Yeah, and sometimes I compete with myself, or I would set a target and I'll try to keep up with it, and without telling the world that I'm doing this, I think the final product, the result, matters more for me.
Nice.
Yeah, but enough of that. Let's dig into the conversation first and discuss all about being competitive later in the second half of the show.
挺好。
你认为自己是一个胜负欲很强的人吗？
This is, do you consider yourself a person with a strong desire to win, or someone who's really competitive?
Yes.
So, 你认为, so 你 is you, of course. 认为 is, I think this is believe, right?
Believe, think, consider, reckon, something
All right.
along those lines.
你认为自己,
自己
this is 自己 self, right?
self. Yes, so if you want to say yourself, that would be 你自己. And himself?
他自己.
他自己. Yes.
我自己.
Perfect. It's that simple. Yes. And 是
是一个, so is, 一个 is one,
one.
right? 胜负欲.
胜负欲.
Oh, 胜负欲.
Perfect.
I think this 胜负欲 is like desire to win. Yeah.
Desire to win. And actually, this is a fun word because for me, Chinese is my first language. So I really consider the logic behind the forming of words.
Sure.
But since we're, teaching and sharing the Chinese language, I started to think that 胜 means to win, 负 means to lose, and 欲望 desire. So literally, it actually is desire to win and lose, which makes no sense. But this word itself actually means desire to win. So it's like the desire that happens when you're in a win or lose situation. So yeah, desire to win. 胜负欲. Now you remember 胜 means to win, 负 means to lose, and 欲望 desire.
Okay. 胜负欲.
Perfect.
And then 很强. So this is very strong,
Very
right?
strong.
很 very 强 is strong, right?
Yes.
And then 的人, so this is a kind of person.
Kind of person. Perfect translation. Actually, whenever you see something 的人, you can translate it as kind of person. Perfect. All right. 我觉得自己是一个与世无争的人，但是我的一些朋友有很强的好胜心。
So this is, I feel like I'm the least competitive person there is. But some of my friends are. So 我觉得, so this is like I think or I feel, right? And then 自己, this is self. 是 is, and then 一个 is one again. And then 与世无争.
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 Perfect.
And this is like not, or someone who's not interested in success, maybe? Or
A little bit like that, but not precisely, because 与 is with. 世界 stands for the world. 无 means no. And 争 is competitive or competition or compete. So if you take the word value of it, it's kind of like stand aloof with worldly success because you don't care, you don't compete with anything in the world. 与世 with the world, 无争 no compete. I'm not competing at all.
yeah, so not concerned about
Yes,
worldly
yes.
success.
Yes. So 与世无争 is used to describe those kind of people who are happy with their lives, not really mind anything else that is happening in the world. In a, I would say, a little bit towards positive kind of way, or at least neutral.
Okay, so they kind of judge and base things off of their own perspective
Yes.
more so than others.
Yes.
Okay, sounds a little individualistic. I like that. And then so 与世无争的人, so kind of person. 但是 this must be but.
But
我的 this my. 一些 so I think the 一些 is some,
Yeah.
right? And then 朋友 this is friend. 有 this is have. And then 很强的 so very strong. 好胜心
Yes,
So-
that is a word that is more logical when you use it as desire to win or competitiveness.
好 is very 胜 is what is that? That's win, right?
Yes.
And then 心
Is heart.
Is heart.
And the thing is, 好 here is not 好, it's 好. Same character, different pronunciation.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's actually quite common in the Chinese language. When you have the same character carrying different pronunciations, it would always mean different things. It has different meanings. And here, 好 means to like to. 胜 is win and 心 is heart, a heart that likes to win. So that is also desire to win. And 好胜心 or 胜负欲 can mostly be used interchangeably.
Okay. Yeah, even if it is very, it has the same meaning, right? A very winning heart. A
Very
strong
winning
winning
heart works, but it's not existed in the Chinese language.
It's non-existent, huh?
It's not. All right, move on to the next sentence. 我身边都是一些佛系的朋友，我有点好奇胜负欲的表现通常是什么？
So this is, all the friends around me are what you would call the Buddhist type. I'm a little curious about how people show their, or at least express this desire to win, right? Okay, so 我身边
Yeah.
right? 身边 this is like around me, right?
Yeah, because 身 carries the meaning of body, and 边 is adjacent. So surrounding me or around me would be the proper translation here, I think. 我身边, so people or things around me.
Okay, 身边 around. And then 都是 this is I think all, right?
Yes, 都 can be translated as all or both. 都是
Okay. And we have 一些
一些 some.
some. That's kind of interesting. We have 身边 which is around me, and then 都是 all, and then we have 一些 which is some, which is the quantities a little bit jumping around here, right? And then 佛系 this is the Buddhist kind of person, right?
Yes.
佛系的朋友 so Buddhist kind of friend.
Yeah, but even though we translate it as Buddhist kind, it has nothing to do with religions. It's more of a internet slang describing those kind of people who are not competitive, who are okay with their, let's say, current situation in the world. They're not working too hard. They're not, let's say, all about competing, all about moving up the social ladder or anything like that. They're just fine with their lives.
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
Buddhas. They
being
don't
happy.
care. They're Buddhas. They just, happy to be in the moment and
Happy to be.
be happy to be in existence.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not attached to anything.
But
right?
they're not religious either. And 我有点好奇胜负欲的表现通常是什么？
So 我有点 so was I, and then 有点 isn't this like a little?
A little, a bit.
Have
yes.
a little, and then 好奇,
好奇
and this is curiosity or
Yes,
curious.
好奇
And then 胜负欲.
胜负欲
胜负欲, this is that like that
Desire to
spirit
win.
of winning.
Yes.
的表现. So this is like something becoming something else, like manifesting, right?
Yes, I think it's also a little bit like express or display.
All right. And then we have 通常. 是什么? So 通常, this is like usually,
Usually
right?
or common
Yeah. And then 是什么 is like what? Right?
is what? So 胜负欲的表现 is like saying that when you have the quality of this strong desire to win, what would you usually do? What is the, let's say, actions? What are the things that you would do to display that quality? So
Okay.
that's 表现 and we can use this structure something something 的表现 For example 我困了的表现是工作效率低 So one of the things that I would display when I'm feeling tired is that I would have low work efficiency.
Oh,
That's kind of the idea.
okay.
胜负心强的人经常输不起，所有事情都要争个高低。
So this is people who are competitive, hate losing, and they have to pretty much win at everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So 胜负心. So I think these are like winners or people who win, right?
胜负心 is really close to 好胜心. It's also close to 胜负欲. So 胜 is win, 负 is lose, 心 is heart. It also is desire to win or competitiveness.
Okay. So like the winning spirit.
Yes.
强,
Strong again.
strong, and then 的人. So these are winning, strong winners.
Strong winners. People who like to win.
经常. So经常.
经
This
常
is
perfect.
often.
Often.
输不起.
输不起.
So 输不起. This means like I can't afford or hate to allow something to happen or can't allow something to happen.
Actually, 输不起 is used to describe a sore loser. It's an adjective, and 输 we know is to lose. 不起 is can't afford. So the kind of people who cannot afford to lose.
Or people who are just, they can't accept
They can't accept.
defeat.
They don't know how to deal with it. So 输不起. And if you want to talk about a decent loser, can I say that?
A decent loser.
Someone who accept that they lose, who can walk away from the competition gracefully. In Chinese, we would say 输得起.
We don't even have that expression in English. There's no such thing as a decent loser.
It's saying that the kind of people who deal with losing gracefully.
So losers.
It's just no.
I mean, if you're okay with losing and you deal with it, like you take it on the chin, like, oh yeah, this is a familiar territory for me, then...
No. It's more like I accept. I don't blame the judge, or I don't blame the weather. I don't blame elements that has nothing to do with me. I accept that I didn't perform well, and I accept it. It's like, yeah. You don't have a word for that in English?
No, we don't have
Aww.
it's competition, so you win or you lose, and if you're a loser, you find out why you lost. And
Well, we have that expression in Chinese. You say 输得起.
输得起.
And it's definitely a positive word.
Yeah, what does that mean?
We praise people who can take a loss properly.
Okay.
That's the idea. Anyway, 所有事情都要争个高低.
All right, so we have 所有.
所有.
所有. This is all.
All.
And then 事情.
事情.
情.
事情 is matter or things or stuff.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
事情. 都要.
Do means all or both. And 要 is want or have to.
Right. 要 is want, and then 都 is it's all.
It's
right?
all.
And then 争得高低.
争个高低.
争个高低.
Yes.
So 争 is like to compete.
Compete.
And then 高低.
高低 actually is funny because 高 means high
Or tall, right?
or tall, and 低 means low or short. And 争个高低 means you have to compare. You have to know who's taller and who's shorter. You have to have a winner and a loser. So 争个高低, again, it's the situation with 胜负欲 all over again. It's
Okay.
saying I need to compete for result that I'm taller or shorter, but actually it means I need to compete and know that I am taller. So 争个高低 is to compete and to win.
Okay.
So we have a lot of words in this conversation meaning the desire to win or competitiveness. So we have 胜负欲, that's desire to win. 好胜心, a heart that wants to win. 胜负心, a heart that cares a lot about winning and losing. So all these actually mean desire to win or competitiveness. And 争个高低 is also the kind of, well, this one is an expression, but it carries the similar meaning. That is, if I have to compete in everything, I would say 我每一件事都要争个高低.
Yeah, competing from everything, high to low, low to high, left to right, everything.
Everything.
Have to win.
Yes. All right. So do you have any other questions for the conversation?
Let's just give it a shot, yeah.
Yes. 你认为自己是一个胜负欲很强的人吗？
我觉得自己是一个与世无争的人，但是我的一些朋友有很强的好胜心。
我身边都是一些佛系的朋友，我有点好奇胜负欲的表现通常是什么？
胜负心强的人经常输不起，所有事情都要争个高低。
You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niuniu and Tony. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. Coming up next, let's talk about the desire to win or competitiveness, and also think about whether or not there is a healthy way to be competitive and probably an unhealthy way. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu with Tony here in the studio. So Tony, you said that you are not the competitive kind. You said that you're kind of a 与世无争的人 or 佛系的人. How so?
I think everybody has their process and everyone has certain benchmarks that they're trying to hit for themselves. So I guess I look for success within my realm and myself as opposed to others, because I think for other people success looks differently for every different person.
So you are competitive. You're just competing with yourself. You set your own goals and you work for it.
I guess you could look at it that way. I push myself, but I don't look at someone else and think, oh, they're doing this, so I need to do that. And I don't think I think that's unhealthy.
That's unhealthy. But is there a moment in your life that you feel like I have to do this? I don't care about others. I'm not really competing with anyone, so to speak, but I just have to do this. For example, you have to lift certain kilograms for a certain amount of times in that exact training session. Do you have that?
Well, I think that's part of it. Of course, there's a certain weight that I would like to get to. With my physical body weight, I'd like to be a certain kilogram. And then, of course, in the gym, how much I'm able to push. I would like to be able to push a certain amount. But that's not contingent on anyone else. That's just my personal benchmark for myself. Like, you know what? I weigh this much, so I think I should be able to push this amount of weight.
Yes, that is the kind of healthy competitiveness I would think of, regardless of whether or not you're competing with someone else or just yourself. Because in the Chinese concept, when we say 胜负欲, we're not always talking about competing with someone. Sometimes competing with yourself also work. And also there is this, let's say, kind of sentiment that you have to achieve a certain goal. Sometimes the goal is very important in life. You have to, for example, finish 50 books for the year. That is a kind of goal. But sometimes the goal can be not that meaningful, a little bit playful even. It's like if I am folding a paper plane and I cannot do it because I have not very flexible thumbs, but I really kind of want to do that in that afternoon and I have to hit the target. I think has something to do with the feeling of you're in control of your life and you're using little things to manifest the fact that you are controlling your life and you're happy about it.
Sounds like a psychological activity, exercise to give control back to certain individuals who feel they've lost it somewhere.
Yeah, I think that is why we love games. In our genes, we like to win. And if the game designer is smart enough, let it be sports game or video game or whatever game you're playing, they give you this feeling that if you try a little bit harder, you are going to win and you are going to be hooked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They do really well at that. They're called levels. The first level is always the easiest, and then you go to level 2, and then level 3. Mario Brothers was notorious for that. It got worse as you got further into the game.
Got better. Yeah, but that is in Chinese we would say 该死的胜负欲.
该死.
该死.
Oh, 该死.
该死 actually means the heck with this desire to win. It's a little bit like, I don't understand why I'm being so competitive right now because this is just trivial things in my life, but I just can't stop. It's funny, and if it's on harmless situations, you find this person even charming when this person is hooked with this tiny little thing in life and they just have to hit the target. I think it's cute because deep down, all of us have that moment.
Yeah, I guess you could say we all have this drive to win at something. And then we just put parameters on what's significant and what's insignificant.
Oh, yeah. But there are also situations where being super competitive hurts not only yourself, but others.
Sure, of course. People begin to fear you when you come around because you're so competitive, and they're afraid that they will never be able to live up to your standards. I mean, yeah, there's a whole slew of problems for being too competitive. It's mainly what it evokes in other people.
And that is why I think in Chinese we have different expressions talking about the healthy kind of competitiveness and the unhealthy kind. For example, on top of my head, I can think of this 木秀于林，风必摧之.
What is that?
That is an idiom meaning that the wood show is bound to be destroyed by the forest wind.
Okay, and what does that mean?
It means that if a tree is much taller than other trees in the forest, then strong wind will break this tree first. It makes a lot of sense, naturally.
Actually, doesn't that depend on the girth of the tree?
It does, but if the girth is similar... See, now this is another way of being super competitive. That is, you have to win the argument, and it's not...
No, it just has to make sense. It's not about competitiveness.
All right. So 木秀于林，风必摧之 basically saying if you are better or different, it's easier for you to be noticed and probably picked on. And it's possible that bad things would happen to you.
Yeah, I guess there's some truth in that. You know, sometimes you can be, for example, really tall. And being really tall, you stand out among other people, but you're probably also going to get... People are going to pick on you more, actually, because you're taller. And they'll make comments and they'll say things, and that'll annoy people who are... I have a lot of people around me who are tall, and they just say that the biggest thing that annoys them is how people look at them when they walk in a room, and when people talk to them. They always ask them, do you play football or basketball? And it's just the same things over and over again, and it can be really annoying for these people.
Being different is hard, but of course we're not saying that you should not be different or you should not strive to be the best. It's just there are two sides of the same coin. There are benefits and there are disadvantages.
Of course. You know, but yeah, if you're an athlete or if you're a competitive person or if you're a successful businessman or woman or anyone who goes beyond others, there are going to be things that you have to accept. And it might be a little bit hard because you're going to be different from everybody else. But yeah, that's something that you have to prepare for. And I think winners learn that quick. After a while, people look at them differently, and yeah, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, and also if along that road you lose one or two competition, don't worry about it. Learn to lose gracefully so that you would work hard, learn from this one failure, and strive for a better next round.
Yeah, sounds like a Michael Jordan quote. He said he missed about 9,000 shots in his career. He's lost more than 300 games. and 26 times he was trusted to take the game-winning shot and he missed. But he's failed, many times in his life, but that's why he succeeds.
That's very beautiful.
Yes.
So for our dear listeners, let us know whether or not would you consider being competitive a positive trait, or what you think about it. That brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Tony here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at chinaplus.cri.cn and go to the column 你好. You can also listen to this show and read the script there.
Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and much more. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. And don't forget to leave your questions, comments, and ratings.
感谢收听，我们下次再见。
再见。